Hello and welcome to free Excel tutorial videos. For today's video, we are going to look at how we can use the COUNTIF and SUMIF function to identify and total the past due invoice amounts. So in this spreadsheet here, I have a simple invoice dataset. Up here, I have used the today function to give me today's date. So the date will automatically update when I close this spreadsheet and open it up tomorrow. So tomorrow I will get tomorrow's date up here. And let's take a look at the dataset. So we have the invoice number, the invoice date, the due date, the amount, as well as the status. For the status, I have used the if function to tell me the status of the invoice, whether it's past due or it's current. Okay, so here is how the if function works. Okay, so the if function requires a logical test. So what we're doing is we're looking at the due date, okay, cell C5 over here, and if it's earlier or smaller than today's date, okay, cell B2, and B2 here is an absolute reference because we're going to use it down in the cells below. Okay, so if I have that the due date is earlier than the today's date, and I want the value, if true, is to give me this text over here, past due. And if it's false, which means the due date is later than today's date, I want to have the word or text string current displayed over here. Okay, so that is how the if function works. So let's do it from scratch. So tab if tab to function autocomplete. So the logical test, okay, we're going to take the due date and we want it to be earlier than today's date. Okay, so I'm going to press the keyboard shortcut F4 to make this as an absolute reference. Okay, and then put a comma, and the value, if true, I want to see this text past due. Remember to put the inverted comma. Value, if false, I want to see this text current. Okay, and remember to close the formula and hit enter. Okay, so down here I already have the formula. So here we have the status for all the invoice. Okay, so that is how we can find out if we can use the if function to determine whether a payment, an invoice payment, is either past due or yet to be paid or current. And down here I have the total for all of the invoice. Okay, the combination of the invoice that are past due as well as current. Okay, but I only want to see the total for the past due. Okay, remember we want to use the COUNTIF and also the SUMIF function to identify and total the past due invoice amount. So how do we do that? Okay, to do that we will use the COUNTIF function. Okay, over here on the right here I have here to summarize the past due. So here I have the COUNTIF function. The COUNTIF function works by looking into a range. So what we're looking in is the first argument is the range, is this range over here, the status. Okay, and the second argument is the criteria, which I want to look for the text string past due. Okay, so that will give me 6 results. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so let's do this from scratch, like count if. Okay, tab to function autocomplete. First argument, select the range. Okay, put a comma. The criteria is going to be past due. Okay, close parenthesis, hit enter. So total we have 6 records that are past due. Okay, so what about the amount of the invoice that are past due? Okay, for this we need to use the SUMIF function. Okay, the SUMIF function is similar to the COUNTIF function, but requires an additional argument. Okay, use Control A. Let me use Control. Let me show you how to do this from scratch. Okay, so let's delete this. That equals SUMIF tab. So the first range is the range that we're going to look at, okay, which is the status. Okay, put a comma, and the text string, the criteria that we want to be looking for is this word, this text string past due. Okay, and the third argument is once you find that criteria in this range, you want to sum the amount. So the amount will be in this range over here. Close parenthesis and hit enter. So the total amount is $41,602 for the total amount for the amount of the invoice that are past due. Okay, so let's double check. So let's come over here to this data set over here. Let's apply some filters. Okay, let's only see past due. Okay, and let's remove this and let's do a sum, and there we go, we have $41,602. So that is how you can basically use the COUNTIF and also the SUMIF function to identify and then total up the past due invoice amount. You can do the same to total up the current invoice which haven't been past due yet. It works in a similar way. You just have to change the criteria in here. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. I will see you in the next video.